Have you ever said, I will do it when the time is right for me? I will start when I have more money. I will start when I have more confidence. I will start when things really settle down for me. I will start when I know exactly what I am actually doing. I will start when I am less busy. I will start when I feel more ready. And the truth is, somehow along the line, you now got to realize that the so-called perfect time that you have been waiting patiently for to come never seems to arrive at all. But what if I told you something that is very, very uncomfortable? And this is it. Maybe the perfect time is not even coming at all. And it is not because your life is actually going badly, but it is simply because life rarely gives us a moment where everything will be perfectly aligned for us. I want you to know that at every point in time, there is going to be always something that you are actually, going to use to worry yourself about. For example, something you don't know, something you wish were different for you, something that could really go wrong. And that is why if you make perfect conditions or criteria to be a requirement for you starting anything, then the truth is you may spend years of your life not achieving but rather waiting. So today, let us talk about something that might completely change the way and the manner that you look at timing in your life forever. Okay? Now, I want you to be fully aware that the perfect time is often a moving target. Okay? I want you to think about when you had to tell yourself that I will start when I have more money, then you get more money. And suddenly, there is another reason that have really surfaced. For example, I will start whenever I have more knowledge. And so, you decided to learn more and then more. And now you start to think again, I need more experience. And then you actually gained the needed experience that you want. And suddenly, matter no end there. You now say to yourself that maybe next year will be better for me. So, do you see what happens? The target keeps on moving non-stop. Sometimes the problem is not that the timing is actually wrong. Sometimes we have simply become very good at finding another reason that will always keep us or pin us down to keep on waiting. And we don't always realize that we are doing it. Okay? Stay with me and allow me to show you clearly the difference between bad timing and then uncomfortable timing. Okay? Now, this is very, very important. I must tell you, my dear friend, okay? I am not telling you to rush into everything that you are doing, because the truth is sometimes the timing is genuinely wrong. And I am saying so because maybe you need to save more money. Maybe you need more information to work with. Maybe you need to, prepare properly. And you know what? That is wisdom. But sometimes the timing is not dangerous, but the timing is just uncomfortable with us. Okay? And those are very different things altogether. Now, I want you to ask yourself, is this genuinely the wrong time, or is this simply a difficult time for me? Because if you keep on confusing discomfort with bad timing, then the truth is you may postpone things that actually matter to you in your life. Okay? Did you know that sometimes you want certainty and not the right time. Here is another perspective for you. Sometimes when you say to yourself that I need the right time, okay, what we really mean is this: I want to know that this will work before ever I actually begin. Now, we want certainty, isn't it? We want to know the outcome. We want to know whether people will really support us. We want to know whether we will actually succeed. Okay? We want to know whether we will, regret it later. But you see, life does not usually give us that information upfront. Okay? Now, the truth is this: in reality, sometimes you really need to move first and then discover what happens along the way as you go. Okay? And that is uncomfortable, isn't it? But that is also how experience is actually created. Now, let me tell you this: waiting can feel productive, but then you really have to be very, very careful on this, because this is a sneaky one for that matter. Waiting does not always feel like you doing nothing at all. You can spend hours making research, watching videos, making plans, writing your list, buying equipment, and talking about what you are actually going to do. Okay? And because you are doing all these things, you feel you are productive, isn't it? But there is an important question that is worth asking yourself, and this is it: am I actually preparing to start, or am I just using preparation to really avoid starting? You need to ask yourself this, because preparation is actually valuable, but preparation has to eventually become action. If not, you can become an expert at preparing for a life that you will never actually begin at all. Now, I want you to be conscious about this. Your first step does not have to be your final decision at all, okay? Because sometimes we are just afraid to start because we think that, what if I choose the wrong path? But here is something that is so freeing that I have for you right now. So listen, your first step does not have to determine your entire future for you, okay? So you can actually try something. You can learn from it. You are very free to change your direction at any time that you feel you need to. If what you did not work out well for you as you have always wanted it to be, then you can try doing it again. You can start a project and then discover that it is not meant for you. You can explore a career and then you cannot realize that you want something else differently altogether. You can meet people who teach you what you do and don't want in your relationship. Okay? You can change your mind. So starting does not really mean that you are signing a lifetime contract, because sometimes starting is simply you gathering the needed information for you to work with to succeed. Okay? I want you to know that your future self really needs you to begin somewhere. At this point, I want you to just imagine the version of you 5 years from now. That person may have more confidence than you right now, more experience, more wisdom, and more clarity. But you see, that person does not magically appear, boom, just like that. But that person is built from the choices that you really make today. From every skill that you learn today, from every uncomfortable conversation that you took, the courage to have today. Okay, and so you just have to, from every small step that you take today, from every mistake that you learn from today, is really, contributing to the person that you are actually becoming. Okay, so don't underestimate your small beginning just because your future does not really need you to have everything all figured out, but your future desperately needs you to start somewhere no matter what. And so I am begging you, please don't wait for motivation to save you. Sometimes people say, I will start when I am motivated. But you see, motivation is unreliable, my dear friend. In reality, you can actually testify that some days you will feel more inspired, and then other days you will feel so tired. Some days you believe in yourself, and then other days you start questioning everything and every step that you take. If your progress really depends entirely on how you feel, then my beloved friend, your progress will constantly stop and start. And then if care is not really taken, you will have a pattern that is going to be formed through it. Sometimes you just have to say, I don't feel like doing this today, but it is still very important to me. You see, my dear friend, that is where discipline actually becomes valuable. Okay, so you don't need to feel so excited about every step, but you just need to keep taking the next one and the next one. Okay, what I am about to tell you right now, you know what, it is very very important, and this is it. Start with whatever you actually have right now. Hello, you may not have the perfect equipment, fine. You may not have the perfect location, fine. You may not have the perfect amount of money, fine. The perfect knowledge, the perfect confidence. But you should ask yourself this very important question, and this is it. What do I really have right now at hand? Maybe you have a phone. You should just go ahead and use it. Maybe you have an idea. You should just go ahead and then write it down. Maybe you have a skill. You should keep on practicing that your skill in order for you to become an expert in that your skill. Okay? Maybe you have 1 hour. You should use that 1 hour wisely so that it can be accountable. Maybe you only know the first step. You should take that, step that you know now, because you don't need everything, but you just need to use whatever that you really have at hand. Okay, please don't let the fear of a bad beginning to now steal your good future for you, because your beginning may not look impressive at all. Okay, your first attempt may just be awkward. Your first video may not get many views. Your first business idea may actually fail. Your first conversation may feel uncomfortable to you. Your first, workout may feel very, very difficult. But that is okay and fine. Okay? And I want you to know that a bad beginning is not necessarily a bad future for you, but a bad beginning is simply a beginning. And the relieving part of you actually having a bad beginning is that you can actually improve on a bad beginning. And so that is the beauty. and you can't improve on something that you never started. And so it is very, very important for you to ask yourself, what waiting is costing you? You see, we often ask ourselves, what could go wrong if I start? But we don't always ask ourselves this question, what could I even lose if I never start? Maybe you lose an opportunity. Maybe you lose years of learning. Maybe you never discover what you are actually capable of. Maybe you remain stuck in the same situation because staying where you feel safer is actually good for you. So, before you decide to wait for another year, please ask yourself, what is this waiting really costing me? That question alone can be so uncomfortable, but then sometimes, the truth is this, discomfort is exactly what really helps us to see clearly. Okay? This is the point where most of us really get it wrong. Did you know that you can move slowly and still move? Starting does not mean you rushing. You don't have to completely transform your entire life tomorrow. You can start slowly by you taking one application, one conversation, one page, one workout, one video, one lesson, one uncomfortable decision, and one small promise to yourself. And you know what? Your small movement, no matter how small you may actually see it, it is still called a movement. And sometimes the most important thing is not how quickly or fast you are actually moving, but it is whether you are still moving at all. It is very, very important for you to always define the right time differently, okay? Maybe the right time is not when everything is perfect, but maybe the right time is when I have enough information that is going to take me to the next level. That is different. You don't need perfect conditions. You actually need reasonable conditions. You don't need complete certainty, but you really need enough clarity for the next step. You don't need to have zero fear, but you need enough courage to move despite the fear. And that is a much more realistic definition of timing. Don't you think so? So, if you've been waiting for more confidence in your life, if you've been waiting for more money to come, if you've been waiting for more knowledge to come, if you've been waiting to have more support, more motivation, and more certainty, then I really encourage you to take a moment and then ask yourself this question. What am I actually waiting for? And then ask yourself again, is this something that I genuinely need right now? Or is this something that I am just using to feel safer? Because sometimes the truth is, the perfect time isn't a date on the calendar. You won't see it. Because sometimes the perfect time is simply the moment when you decide that I am willing, right now to begin with what I have at hand. Now, let me give you an example. I decided, to start this channel with just my Techno Spark 8 phone, my ideas, and then a small corner of my house. So, why exactly am I bringing up the story for you right now? It is because of these two reasons. Number one, if I can start small, then you can also start small also. Number two, I just started small with what I have at hand. And I did not even worry myself that I did not have a big studio and also the fancy equipment that I see other creators using here on YouTube. You know what? Along the way, because I really know exactly where I am actually going to and then what I really want for myself. Guess what? As I keep on moving and then growing along the way, I started buying one or two things that I really needed in order for my videos to get better. So you see, you don't need to rush your life at all. You don't even need to force, something that is genuinely not right. But you also don't need to wait for a perfect life before ever you can begin living. Okay? Now, my beloved friend, I want you to be aware that there will always be something that is not perfect, and that is very okay and then fine. And so you don't have to keep on worrying yourself about it. So no time to waste time, therefore you should start wherever you are right now. Use whatever you have right now. Learn as you go. Change your direction when necessary. Rest when you need to rest. But don't let the fantasy of, perfect timing to keep you permanently stuck in your life. Okay? Because one day you might really look back and then realize that the biggest thing that is really, standing between you and then the life that you have always wanted yourself wasn't lack of ability, but it was how long you kept waiting for the conditions to feel more perfect for you. So maybe today does not need to be the day that you change your entire life. But maybe, just maybe, today just need to be the day that you take one honest step, one phone call, one application, one conversation, one idea, one decision, one beginning, because you don't, really need perfect time, but you need a real beginning. If this video gave you a perspective that you have not really considered yet before, then consider subscribing to Simplicity in Peace channel, you know. And I want this channel to be a place where you don't just watch another motivational video, but I want you to live, with something that you can actually use. I mean, something that can really make you to pause for a moment and then think, and also maybe that can really help you to see your life from a slightly different angle. Okay? And to be very sincere with you, I really love to hear from you in the comment section of this very video. Okay? What is one thing that you have really been waiting for the perfect time to do? You don't have to share anything that is too personal for you, but you can just tell me what you are actually comfortable with sharing, okay? And tell me what has been keeping you waiting. Mind you, there is no wrong answer here, because the truth is someone is reading your comments and the person may be waiting for the same reason, and your experience might really be exactly what they really need to hear right now in their lives. Thanks a million times for watching today's video, and do not forget to keep on growing, keep on learning, and remember always that you don't need, the perfect conditions before ever you can take a meaningful step in your life, because sometimes the step that you keep on postponing is the very one that starts changing everything around in your life. Okay? Give this video a like, share this video with your loved ones, and I will see you again in my next video. Okay?